Alright, guys. So I'm gonna start talking about this shit. So let me start off with the S&P 500. So here we have the S&P 500. Time and date, Arizona time. First of all, something I want to point out: we have a choppy, volatile weekly candle formation. So this is not pretty. What you can tell is that this area right here, which is that price, in this area right here, is when you don't want to break. You want to maintain above that. Today, the daily, we can see first, I don't like this structure, this pattern right here, which is something like this. And this is something that we could potentially be forming where we were waiting for Powell, but Powell didn't talk about really about what we want. Didn't talk about really interest rate. Didn't really go deep into really about the stock market. They did ask him questions about um, rate cuts. For example, they told him that, for example, the Federal Reserve is stuck in a tight spot because if they cut interest rates, that means stocks are gonna fly. Stocks that have been overbought like crazy, and that's been putting panic in the market of the AI bubble. Example for Palantir, Nvidia, and the whole circle thing that they got going on with the whole money loop, and a whole bunch of other red flags that investors are worried about AI pop due to all this crazy rally that we've been having with all these stocks. Second of all, if it doesn't cut interest rates, then as we get as we've been having bad labor market, employment numbers data, they're scared of we're going to a recession because those are the first red flags before we go into a recession when job employment starts going down. So the Federal Reserve is stuck in a position that they ask them, what are you gonna do? Because if you don't cut interest rates, this happens. But if you do, this happens. And he said pretty much saying, yo, we're not paying attention of how these interest rates are gonna affect stocks and other shit. Pretty much, pretty much what we care is that we keep this 2% goal like we planned, like we said, and pretty much saying like, yo, you know, we're gonna do what we're gonna do. So that's why you didn't see no movement in the market when he talked. He talked at 6 o'clock Arizona time. So let's see Arizona. 12, 12, 1, 2, 3. So look, he talked. The market reacted to it neutral. They're waiting for him. Didn't really say nothing about the market. Tomorrow we have data coming up. First of all, we're gonna have this lady talking at what time? I believe at 8 o'clock. Yes, this is two hours ahead of Arizona, so she's gonna talk at 8 o'clock Arizona time, and then we have this. So we're pretty much gonna be paying attention to her. This, yeah, it doesn't fucking really matter. What we care is what she's gonna say. And what I don't like is even when you go through your candles, there's no really structure of telling you where this is going. Look, we're gonna go to the daily. Daily, like I said, we have this, which turns out to be played out something like this. And that's what I expect happening, where they're gonna scare us. And Friday, since Friday is the most important data that we're gonna have, Friday, boss fight. This is what the market is really gonna care for. This is our number one right here. And it's gonna be released at, let's see. See, all this is gonna be released at 6:30. 6:30 in the morning. It's gonna be a big impact hit, and it's gonna be very volatile because it's gonna be a bunch of them put together. So the market, pay attention to your 8:45, 9:30 Arizona time, because it's gonna be very volatile. Because there's gonna be too much information, too much data, and at the end, the markets ain't gonna fucking go for the real move. And so I believe if throughout this midweek we continue on dumping, or not dumping, but having some sort of down pressure. Let me put my indicator. So look again. Let me show you. This is a daily. Indicators tell me, hey, this is your entry, and we're gonna go down. We gotta fucking get back over here above 6,824 to then turn around and do the opposite. 12-hour candle, still target. Our first cushion. We have a 3 candle box forming here. 12-hour candle. This one ends at 3 in the morning. So most likely we're gonna break, especially once we get closer to 1 o'clock. Not 1 o'clock, my bad. 12:45 and 1:30 or before, and we're most likely gonna be somewhere down here in the morning or start breaking on down. 8-hour candle. Again, notice how this is your center area right here. So this is why important where we close, especially at 11 o'clock, which is gonna be where we close a 4-hour candle. You can see right here, it's about to close. So I wouldn't be surprised the market, like I said, starts on breaking on down, especially comes down this area around your 11 o'clock, 12:45, 1:30 starts breaking on down, closes at 2. And then from here, we create some support, wait for the data, we going up, or we start going on down type of shit. Because again, Powell didn't say nothing, and the market doesn't really have no structure in this area at all, really, compared to something like this, something like this, something like this, something like this. The fact that it's all fucking that's fucking ugly as fuck. So that's what I'm saying. There's no really structure to this to go by. The market is very neutral. And you can see how Ethereum went back up to its to test that monthly 50 Fibonacci. Here's your monthly. Let me take my indicator off. And here we have the monthly candle. So that's what it's waiting for. So if tomorrow we get good news, we're gonna start seeing Ethereum start breaking above that 50 that 50 Fibonacci for the monthly, and we close this week, especially with Friday's push on up. This could be the bottom right here, and you can start hearing influencers, crypto saying we hit the bottom. This is it, so and so and so and so. I wouldn't be surprised if we play something like that. But then again, it's all how we play Tuesday and Wednesday. It's all how we play Tuesday and Wednesday. So pay attention, people. Pay attention, because even gold and silver. Here's gold, 1 hour candle, and even gold is still waiting for it. Still bullish. And here's silver, 1 hour candle, still bullish. So that's why Tuesday and Wednesday is gonna be very important. If we do dip, and then Friday we come up with the good news and we blowing up. Anyways, um, tap in, bro. Tap in to the market, bro. But yeah, that's about it, you guys. So far, let me summarize it. What happened with today? So one is weak manufacturing and no new Fed guidance set us to up for a classic data week. If service and jobs hold up, PEC comes in near or slightly under forecast, I expect the S&P, Bitcoin, Ethereum to end up a week up and gold and silver grinding up behind it. If service cracks, claims, jumps, and PC runs hot, then I expect the S&P, crypto down, and gold and silver. So I'm not going based off what ChatGPT said. It's just to me the smartest move you could do, where you could scare the market, especially where everything's at, where silver and gold is at, where Bitcoin and Ethereum is at. And you've been hearing news over and over and over this whole fucking month, last 2 months, about how regulation for crypto. The banks are letting you have custody on Bitcoin. So and so by Bitcoin, BlackRock, Bitcoin, crypto all over the place. So I don't believe this is it for Bitcoin. I believe there's a big move finally happening, and they're trying to shake the shit out of you off before that shit blast off, because it will continue blasting off, especially with all these getting into the fucking market, all these rate cuts, all this shit. There's no fucking way Bitcoin is just gonna just continue sinking from that. But besides that, you guys, that's all I got for tonight. This is Brian Seacrest signing out, folks.